Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Raw review of us, the British Beast,
Judging
here in Viva la Mexico. This Raw was in Mexico, of course, wasn't it, NJ?
It was, you could tell. All the flags and audience, and all the Mexican talk.
Arriba, arriba. I am Monsieur Parkin, and this guy here is Senor NJ.
What's up?
However you do it in Mexican. But make sure you guys subscribe up above, of course, like this video, and put your comments on this Raw down in the comment section below.
Please contact us in the link in the description box below.
Yes, indeed. And now this was the go-home show before the Vengeance pay-per-view. The crowd was good tonight, though, wasn't it? WWE being in Mexico, the crowd did respond tonight, and I did kind of like that. They really did show there were true wrestling fans in Mexico tonight.
Yeah, the crowd was better than the show.
All right, well, we'll go through it and analyse the show as we usually do. We have John Laurinaitis open the show. It's just every time he opens the show, I can't stop laughing. He brings back JR after firing him last week, says that he's not going to be commentating, and he books Cena and JR versus Dario and Cole for the main event.
Okay. First thing I want to say about this is we have a pay-per-view coming up. You have your WWE champion versus the contender is Cena, and why is Jim Ross and Michael have to get involved? It's stupid.
I don't know. We didn't really want to see this main event, did we? I'd have preferred a promo segment between the two to hype up the match. Because let's face it, the match hasn't had much hype. So it needed something. A promo segment would have done well here, in my opinion.
It would have been a lot better than the match.
But John Laurinaitis is so boring. He's not meant to be on TV. This opening segment sucked because of him. He just sucked all the heat out of the crowd.
Yeah, the opening was a really, really horrible one. It didn't really do much for the night. It just makes a weird main event, but whatever.
I just can't have a laugh every time John Laurinaitis gets a mic. He's just not suited to TV. He's fucking sucks. Next we had Randy Orton, Sheamus, and John Morrison versus Mark Henry, Cody Rhodes, and Christian. Six-man tag action, SmackDown. We wondered why John Morrison was in there, but we soon found out after Mark Henry got the pin on him.
All I'll say is that they did this match quite good. They had they all paired off.
Yep.
Two.
Christian, Sheamus, Orton, Rhodes, and Mark Henry Mark Henry and Jomo to get the pin on essentially who is a jobber now.
So it did pretty well. It paired off rightly. The right guy won. So I'd say it did its job, even though it was a match that kind of had too many feuds going at once.
Yeah.
And had John Morrison involved. It was a mess.
We had Orton versus Rhodes announced in a non-title match of the pay-per-view. We also had the Henry versus Big Show match announced. I think this did a decent job of hyping up possible feuds towards the pay-per-view. Christian and Sheamus is probably going to be on the card too, so that it did a good job of hyping the feuds in my opinion. The two feuds that were on this tag team kind of fizzled out from the show, fizzled out from the match, allowing Mark Henry to get to pin John Morrison to keep him looking strong going into the pay-per-view. So I guess it was an effective segment, and the match went 11 minutes, so I can't complain about it too much. No,
it did its job. It had the right guys looking strong, and everyone cancelled down just to have Mark Henry pick up the win.
Yeah, definitely. CM Punk vs Miz was announced for our main event. I was quite looking forward to that. And then we get the thing where the winner of the main event tonight, of Cena, Dario, whatever, will pick the stipulation for their match at Vengeance. An interesting way of going about that match, I guess, but we still didn't really want to look forward to the main event, did we?
No, you still didn't do much justice for it, no.
Next we had the Divas.
Wow.
The Divas segment. Eve Torres versus Natalya. We find out before the match that new #1 contender, because she's done nothing to deserve it, Eve Torres versus Beth Phoenix at the pay-per-view. Why? Is it me, or is the Diva segment? The Diva segments are just getting worse.
They are getting a lot worse. 1 minute down. Hello. Oh, okay. Well, guys, I've got good news. This time next week, we're going to be having the return of the Tea Time segment, guys.
Oh!
They just called saying that they missed being on our show, so why not come back?
They're coming back?
They're coming back.
Are you being serious?
No, it was a straight up call, quick, nice, snappy, so they're here this time next week.
I love those guys. They really do remind me of me and you a lot.
Very much so.
Anyway, let's get to this Diva segment. In honour of them. So Eve Torres beats Natalya in 2 minutes, and it's just Beth Phoenix versus Eve Torres for the pay-per-view. Why? I'm not really interested in this at all. Natalya dominated the match. Eve got the win. It's the same old shit. Who gives a shit about this?
The two things I'll say is Natalya is still one half of the Divas of Doom, and she just didn't look that dominant in 2 minutes. The second thing is, I miss when the WWE used to have number tenderships.
Yes.
Eve Torres, all she's done is been at ringside to Kelly matches.
Yep. I think the British Fist Tea Time segment guys will look forward to reviewing this next week, casting their very unique British eye upon it. We look forward to seeing what they can give to us next week, because they can really brighten up this show, can't they?
And hope they have a lot to say.
Yeah, kind of like my shirt's doing at the moment, brightening up the show. I'm the sun, you're the sky. That's how we work here at the British Fist. Next we have our main event segment, which got a lot of time. Miz versus CM Punk. Before the match we had Miz and Truth on the mic, which was good because they're very good workers on the mic, and these kind of things add a lot to the match and the segment, in my opinion.
It's true, because they do bring entertainment as well as the serious talk, because their promos they have after the entrance was decent, good, got warmed up, got in Punk's face. It was just nicely done.
Punk, God, the crowd was really wanting Punk, weren't they? Punk was over with that crowd big time, wasn't he?
He was right behind him.
More than Del Rio, unfortunately. But this segment started off well, and then we got into the match itself. Triple H comes to ringside, so we have Miz and CM Punk with Triple H and Truth on ringside. So I guess that makes sense going into the pay-per-view match, which is why I feel this is one of the most effective segments of the night. The match was flowing really well. It went about 9 minutes until what heat-sucking dick comes out and stops the match.
Because basically Triple H was chasing Archie's up the ramp, and down comes Laurinaitis and his homeboys.
And he takes Triple H backstage. You've got to go, mate. It's a contract. You've got to go. I suppose in terms of a heels getting one up on the faces, this was kind of effective in the sense that it made it 2-on-1. And as we know, the match carried on. And the heels ended up beating on the face CM Punk. So I guess in that sense it was effective. This is the most effective segment of the night, in my opinion. The most well done. It got the most time. This is probably going to be the main event.
I really, really enjoyed this, even though the whole Triple H thing got a bit messy, because that's combining the match they had and the whole Triple H.
All build up to Survivor Series, baby.
But what we'll say is that when the referees came down to split up Orton attacking Punk, I was thinking, come on, referees, beat him up! Come on! Referees, give him a kick, give him a kick, give him a punch, give him a kick, give him a punch. But that didn't happen.
I surrender.
Yeah, that was basically what happened.
Not really! So it was an effective segment. Best segment of the night, by far, in my opinion. And I'm not surprised, because you've got CM Punk, Miz, Triple H, and they can all work a very good segment together. So this tag match I'm kind of looking forward to now, especially after this segment. And it should be the main event.
It's definitely got us round up ready for it, so I'd say well done, Raw, for giving us this match.
Punk gets the win, but soon, the heels got one on top. So I'm glad the heels came out on top here. It really does lead to the pay-per-view match quite well.
Because obviously, you're all expected Triple H and Punk to get the win, so for the Awesome Truth to get the pound at the end, very nicely done. Yeah.
Jack Swagger. Oh, God, again. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh at this. You have a segment where Vicky Guerrero comes out on the mic, announces that there's going to be a tag match at Vengeance between Ziggler, Swagger, and Airboom. But we've heard that ain't happening. We basically got Swagger singing the national anthem of America. And that got for something and Swagger, it got so much heat. And that's probably the most heat Swagger has ever got in his life. Just for singing the national anthem.
Oh dear, singing the wrong place.
Not a very good singer, is he? But then
I don't know. But it's because everyone else was getting in his way and, just take his mind off, they distracted him.
Yeah, of course, because he's great on the mic.
He is.
Basically, Zack Ryder comes out and interferes. They have a match, and Zack Ryder beats Jack Swagger in 30 seconds.
Well done, WWE. We have our contender was going to be our contender.
Why?
And you just have Zack Ryder picking on the win.
Why? I don't understand why Zack Ryder wins after 30 seconds. But at least after the match, they start beating on Zack Ryder. And then Mason Ryan comes out to even the odds. And we do like Mason Ryan here at the British Fist. And I don't care what you guys say. He might not be a good wrestler, but this guy has the potential and the look to be a good draw for the business, which is why we like him at the British Fist. And he's Welsh, so he comes from Britain, so that's why we like him. We had Ziggler versus Mason Ryan.
Very good. I'm thinking with Mason Ryan coming down, it did save this whole Zack Ryder thing. So well done, Mason Ryan, coming down.
I know you won't agree with me here, but I feel like a tag match could have been a little bit more effective. Mason Ryan and Ryder versus Ziggler and Swagger. Just my personal opinion. I think a tag match probably could have been better, rather than doing all this smoz of singles action here. That's what I feel.
Well, the amount of tag teams I've seen in the WWE, I'm kind of glad they're trying to give us some single matches. And this single match between Mason Ryan and the Ziggler, again, it was an effective match. You had Mason Ryan look dominant throughout the match, and we give him a thumbs up to that.
That's what you need to give a guy like Mason Ryan. I just wish it wouldn't have come at the expense of Dolph Ziggler, because I want them to have a pay-per-view match. Ryan, like I said, Mason Ryan looked very good in this match. I was very impressed. He gets DQ'd, so I guess Ziggler wins, but without doing the job. So I thought this would set up a US title match between Mason Ryan and Dolph Ziggler, but it looks like, according to the internet, that the US Championship match is going to be Ryder versus Ziggler. When really in this segment, Ryan was the guy that really seemed like the better contender. It seems like they ditched the tag title match idea because of Evan Bourne's injury, but what do you think of Ryder versus Ziggler? Really?
Again, the way it's been ending up these last few weeks and all these like 12-man tags and all those stuff, it was showing Mason Ryan and Ziggler have something there. The WWE looked past that for some reason, think, no, maybe he's not ready. Let's just put Swagger in. Oh, let's put Ryder in. Yeah, Ryder's really ready, isn't he?
Well, we don't like Ryder here at the British Fist, but who would you prefer out there, guys? We just want to know. Would you prefer Zack Ryder or would you prefer Mason Ryan? Let us know in the comment section below. We would definitely prefer Mason Ryan for reasons obvious to us and to you guys out there, I imagine. They run through the card. They run through the main matches on the card of Vengeance. Big Show, Mark Henry. Randy Orton versus Rhodes, they're the main SmackDown matches. We got the tag match and we got the John Cena versus Del Rio match. It's nice they're actually running through some of the matches, even if they didn't run through them all.
No, it's got us ready for knowing what the matches are. Because they need to show it so we know what's going to happen and what we're expecting.
And with this being a go-home show, you really expected WWE to announce matches. And they announced, what, 3 or 4, maybe 5 matches tonight? Like, properly, which was good because they needed to announce matches quick for this pay-per-view, didn't they? After this 3 weeks of build, 1 week where we focused on a walkout, and the last week where we didn't really get too much hype. This week we got a lot of matches announced, which we needed, wasn't it?
I'm quite glad they've done their job now. They gave us the matches we want. The card's starting to build up, so it's done its job now.
Yeah, definitely. And then we got to the main event. Cena and JR versus Del Rio and Cole. You know, this match got 11.5 minutes, which is decent time for a main event. I thought while Cena and Del Rio were in the ring, the match was okay. I thought Del Rio looked strong in the match. It's just a shame we couldn't do it after the match. Del Rio looks really weak when he tags in Cole, doesn't he?
That is very true. Throughout the match, you had Del Rio looking strong, but the amount of time he tried to pin John Cena after one move was kind of funny. But when he tugged in Cole, we all knew it was coming. It just got really downhill from there really quickly. JR
puts the ankle lock on Michael Cole. I don't mind this. At least Cena and Del Rio aren't involved in the pinfall going into the pay-per-view, so I guess that's a positive to take out of this. But after the fucking match, Cena basically buries Del Rio with an AA on the outside and does this stupid 1, 2, 3, 4. Last man standing shit. And this segment, with all this happening on the outside with Cena on top, it really doesn't make me look forward to the match at all. I'm just saying.
No, again, like, I don't expect John Cena and Del Rio to be on SmackDown, so this was their last chance to hype their match up, and all you've really done is made Cena look twice as strong as Del Rio does.
And you really need to make Del Rio look strong. I mean, come on, guys. Especially in Mexico, his hometown. You really want him to look strong. You know, and I'm really not looking forward to this pay-per-view match now. So, in my opinion, this segment really didn't do too much for me. Even though the match was okay while the 2 wrestlers are in there, the fact that Cole and JR got involved and this whole smoz was going on was just stupid for me.
Well, 2 things. Number 1, I'm kind of glad it weren't just John Cena versus Del Rio, because you don't want them facing each other. But at the same time, it's given us the type of match that they're going to be facing. So it's done its job, but not in a positive way for the champion to look strong. John Cena
announces that the match is going to be a last man standing match of Vengeance. So at least there's some stipulation there which might make the match a little bit better, but I'm still not really looking forward to this too much. They've only really used 1 segment to hype up this feud in 3 weeks, and that really shows how badly WWE are booking their fucking title with Del Rio on there, really, doesn't it? He's used the filler on SmackDown, and on Raw, he only gets 1 segment in 3 weeks to hype up a pay-per-view match, which kind of sucks.
Not good enough, not good enough.
Overall thoughts then on this show?
Not the best show. I really weren't that into it all. It had its few moments when I thought, oh, this is going well. Like, they had the 6-man tag, that was good. The
CM Punk Miz.
CM Punk, you just take words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And then they came to the main event, which just spoiled the whole run at the ending.
I know you so well now, Andrew. That's why I could put words into your mouth. This show wasn't terrible, but at the same time, it wasn't great either. 2 very good segments in there, the SmackDown segment and the Miz and Punk segment. In my opinion, the main event was okay, but it didn't really give me the hype that I wanted for the main event, for the Del Rio and Cena match at Vengeance. So I'm going to give this Raw a C. I don't really think it deserves any more than a C, maybe, in my opinion.
The way they kept announcing matches matches that didn't turn out.
It needed to happen.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to give it a C, but Raw could have done a hell of a lot better.
As a go-home show, I guess it was kind of effective in that it announced most of the matches and stuff. So in that sense, I think it was a decent show. Some of the segments were effective in the pay-per-view hype. It's just that from an entertainment standpoint, it wasn't exactly great. But the crowd are into it, and the crowd are loving it. And it's nice that WWE have gone to Mexico, especially with Del Rio as a champion. And I did enjoy the show. I did enjoy the crowd reaction in Mexico. I did enjoy that tonight.
That's very true. And all I'm going to say is that we got mixed feelings from the internet on how they felt about this Raw. But to be honest, this Raw just didn't really give us a positive feeling for certain matches going to the pay-per-view.
I think average is the word, really, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Guys, get your thoughts in the comment section below. What you thought of this Raw. We want to know your thoughts. And NJ, do what you do best.
Thank you very much, Dan. Well, guys, thank you for watching our Raw review. I hope you've enjoyed Raw more than we did, which, again, would be kind of hard. But thank you very much for watching. And that has been it from Mr. Parkin and NJ. What's up? Goodbye.